Previously on Truth and Balance. Why, oh why, do certain women feel as though the man has to prove his love to her by giving up, destroying, denying, or ignoring something else he loves? Why, oh why, does the strength of a relationship that a man has with a woman or her levels of security is determined by something he has to give up?
She's not asking Tom Brady to give up
That's
nothing.
not what I'm
He
saying.
got 6 rings. What do he got to prove? He got 6 rings. He's on top of the game.
You
This time
sound
to leave,
basic right
baby.
now. You The running joke that I have with Andrea is that she has this chip embedded in her neck, and it's called the feminine defense chip. So a lot of times when it's a man versus woman situation, her chip triggers, it activates, it enables. It's like chip, chip.
Oh, I got a conversation last night.
Feminine defense chip enabled, and then she just will be defending the ladies. But go ahead.
Oh, like our conversation last night about Tom Brady. Is that what you want to? That's what you're thinking that because I understand a little bit. Just saying. Because I was just talking to my girlfriend and I had the conversation because me and her both like football too, and we had a conversation and she agreed what I said was right. I could understand.
Which friend?
She's nameless, okay?
It's probably one of the two that I don't like. So that don't count. How about that?
Word on the street is that Tom Brady and his wife has broken up. And why they have broken up? Because he made a promise to her that he will retire from the NFL. And the argument that me and Chef had last night is that that's his job. That's what he do. That's what his passion is.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. That big mouth, long-winded guy named Chef, he'll be able to articulate himself. So, you say your part, though.
Okay, my part was, if you make a promise in the pillow talk with your wife, you should know you should never make that promise to her when you know you can't keep it. It ain't the promise.
Okay.
It ain't the promise that she's mad about. It's the disappointment that you promised during pillow talk that you was gonna retire. Okay, that's what she's about, and that's why she said and took the kids.
Okay, so hold on, because we kind of skipped, right? Mm-hmm. So initially, she said because he made a promise to her to retire, and she was going to leave him because of the fact that he did not honor that promise. And what I said is, he is the greatest football player that has ever touched the ball, the greatest quarterback, undeniable, unarguable, unambiguous. He is the greatest quarterback to ever touch that football. And I've been around for a lot of quarterbacks. I was a Joe Montana guy, you know what I mean? Like Jerry Rice. I was a quarterback guy, and I didn't like Tom Brady in the beginning. I was a Drew Bledsoe guy, but I grew to love him, and you've seen what he's done, and he done it like no one else. And what I said was, like Michael Jordan, after he retired and came back, he would get the 1-year contracts, $30-something million. When you're at the retirement age, but you're still great, you get those 30, 40, $50 million single year deals. They're not going to give you 2-3 year deals. So the amount that I was using was 40, 50 million because this is Tom Brady. He's still better, arguably better than the draft picks that come out. He's arguably better than a good majority of all of the quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's been in this thing since 4 or 5 years old. The thing that he loves, he wasn't a singer. He wasn't a mathematician. He wasn't a carpenter. He was a guy that threw a leather pigskin ball well, with precision. That was his ministry. It's hard for somebody to retire, especially when they know they're better than the people that are out there. It's hard. It's hard. That's his dream. What is he gonna do? Go work at the Publix or the Kroger or the ShopRite or the supermarket? What are you gonna do? Work at IBM as an executive now?
Ain't nobody saying that.
Wait. No. Doing commercials like Shaq. I want to land this plane because I'm going to each of your points. The point that you said about the promise and the point that you said about what he offered to her. Mm-hmm. My thing is this. 1 year, 1 extra year of football. Obviously, he can win where he goes. He's shown that he can win where he goes. 1 year. How long is the football season? 18 weeks.
We all know that.
18 weeks. So let's say the low end of 40 to 50. 40 million for 4 months. 40 million for 4 months. And they tell you, if you do something you love, it's not work. And he loves this, right? So what are you talking about? So then Andrea said, oh, chef, tell them about the disease, please. I want to make sure I don't miss.
You know when you throw all your all your boys in the chat who love football, so they're gonna be on your team tonight. That's what the problem is.
You got who said this was an open debate? The thing is, you chose. Look, listen, y'all. I swear to God, this is not even scripted right now. She brought this up, so you chose to bring this up. So please tell these folks about the disease you mentioned. While I get my Red Bull, because I'm finna ample in your ass. Nice.
It's the football disease. They have the brain injury disease. You know the football disease. Everybody know that football disease.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE.
Yes, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not fake. It's real. Okay?
It's real, right? So she tried to use CTE on me, right? Thinking that, oh, but how about CTE, chef? So here's what I said, and Andrea is a sports fanatic.
Yes, I do know sports too.
So watch this. So here's what I said. Oh, you on that bullshit? Really? Okay. I want you to name me one NFL quarterback that's been diagnosed with CTE. Name one.
It ain't one. You know it for a fact. It ain't one.
Right. Who's the most protected player on the field?
Of course, it's the quarterback. They're gonna protect the quarterback. Come on now.
Right.
You know
so what you did was conflated and moved the goalpost.
At the end of the day, she's the wife. Okay. At the end of the day, see, you ain't let me argue my argument. It's all about you tonight. Okay. I guess it's about you tonight. Okay. Because it's a woman's side over here. And yes, I understand Tom Brady's passion, his legacy. I understand all that. And men be killing me. It kills me when men say legacy, children, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you something. See, what Chef ain't telling you is that same fire that Tom Brady got, he got too. So when it's time for him to hang it up, he ain't gonna be hanging it up either. He gonna make a promise that he can't keep either. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, number two argument with when it comes to Tom Brady is his wife had been married to him 13 years. They got 2 kids. He made a promise doing Pillow Talk, okay, that he was gonna give up the NFL. Like, basically, I think what she want him to do is just go on in there and put that Sunday best on and be at the broadcasting booth. It ain't gonna hurt him. She the wife. And he made a promise to her. It's like, I've been with you, making up, get this money, these rings, and now it's our turn to be a family. Is that fair to her?
What you and then once again, it brings it back to what I said before. Remember when I talked about your feminine defense chip? And here was how I debunked the shit she was saying yesterday, right? Here's how. I said, Andrea, I work all year round and I get corporate vacations, right? I get, about a month off, that I spread out throughout the year, right? I'm not complaining. They pay me well. You know what I'm saying? More is always good, but I'm not getting robbed, right? But I get 1 month out of 11, 20, 1 month plus a little more out of 11, plus the 6, classic holidays, so 30 some days. Okay. This guy has 2, and I only have a comma in my salary. This guy got 2 commas. 2 commas. His net worth is 3 commas. Well, no, it's still 2 commas, but 9 figures. You get it. All right. For 4 months of work. 4 months. Come on, son. Come on. You know what we talking about, yo. All right. We'll even say 5.5 if he goes to the Super Bowl. Because the 18, come on, man.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
But now watch this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call you Andrea Bündchen. Not Gisele Bündchen, Andrea Bündchen. And your husband has an opportunity to work 5 months, get $40 million, and the rest of the year he's chilling with you. And all you got to do is sit on your ass. The kids are older. They not on the titties still. You ain't wiped the ass in a long time. And when they was still ass wiping time, you had nannies. So what is it? She just got too much time on her hands, maybe. Maybe she needs a hobby. Because guess what?
Maybe she said her husband need a hobby too. Find something else to do. Okay. Like you promised. See, it's one thing.
Like you promised.
Like you promised. Okay.
You walking yourself right into this. It's like a chess game. Go ahead. I use the Andrea Lynch Open for this chess match. Go ahead.
Like you promised. Like the thing is, I understand what Tom Brady wants. Okay, but the thing is, he made a promise to her doing pillow talk, and go ahead and put Diesel little comment up there because I want you to read it. What his comment? Because I want to answer that question. What he said. I'm saying is
I'm turning the chat off. How about that?
I'm saying he made a promise. I'm saying he made a promise to his wife. Not no girlfriend, not no baby mama, wife. See, what y'all be saying is wife is so important. Now the wife is supposed to be important. And then the man, and then she tell her husband gonna say, I promised that I was gonna give up football. And now he don't broke his promise.
Let me tell you something now. For the record, when I start this statement that I'm gonna make, please understand I got nothing but love for Andrea and respect, right?
Yes.
But I gotta call bullshit like I see it. All right. I'm not playing. I literally got to call bullshit as I see it. And I'm not the only one that calls it bullshit.
Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
All right, thanks, Tommy. So let me tell you something. This is one of the things that's crazy. And that I said to Andrea last night, I was like, yo, this man has done nothing but dreamed this sport since he was a child, all right? Picture any one of y'all asking a crackhead to promise you, an active crackhead to promise you he ain't finna smoke no crack tomorrow. You know what I mean? If anybody else has done it, I'm not judging. But when I say that, That is his addiction. That has been his love since the time he was a child. He's been married to this woman 13 years, and that's important. He's 43 years old, right? This is all he's known, and his love and his addiction, and he did it well, and there was opportunities. You look up his story where he could have gave it up, and he stuck with his dream. And even now, he's still at the top of his game.
What you won't do for love.
Why, oh, why do certain women feel as though the man has to prove his love to her by giving up, destroying, denying, or ignoring something else he loves? Why, oh, why does the strength of a relationship that a man has with a woman or her levels of security is determined by something he has to give up? Give up motorcycle.
That's not fair. You're not playing fair tonight. You ain't playing fair tonight. You ain't playing fair tonight. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Hold on. I'm gonna text Derek C. Williams because he's gonna tell you you're not in your feminine.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm gonna call my backup girl.
You
wanna play a game tonight? It's on.
It's the truth, though.
Come on with it.
Okay. Listen,
that's not fair. She's not asking Tom Brady to give up nothing. He got 6 rings. What do he got to prove? He got 6 rings. He's on top of the game.
You sound basic right now. You sound basic right now. You sound basic right now. You sound basic. That means you would have been the one telling Jordan.
You would have basic.
I say you sounded basic. No, I want you know you don't look basic. I want what you're saying to sound what you look like to keep it consistent.
I know I ain't basic. So
listen.
That's not fair because she's not asking him to give up his ring. He got 6 rings. What do he got to prove? He ain't got nothing to prove. He's the GOAT of it all. He ain't got nothing to prove. He's on
that's
top
in
of
your mind because that's in your mind because you can't conceive his level of greatness. He can. Listen, you would have been the one. Listen, you're talking that shit. You would have been the one telling Jordan, "Look, baby, you got 3 rings already." You would have been telling Jordan, "Look, you got 3 rings already. You got this or that already." You get what I'm saying? Watch this. You saying he's the GOAT.
Yes, he is.
Hold on. Everybody felt that Jordan was going to beat the GOAT forever. And then Kobe started turning it up on some Mamba stuff. And then you got LeBron that's in the mix because he came in so young. He's been in the league longer than Jordan. He has the opportunity to do what Jordan did, maybe not in the same time frame. What I'm saying is those people that we consider awesome or great, us normal people would have been satisfied with the 1 or 2. Great people, they supersede the natural norm. And that's the thing that makes them great. There's some people, when they stop doing what they love, they die.
Do you know who you're talking to? I get all that. I understand that. And understanding that's why I know this. Okay, he got 6 rings. I didn't say he got 1, 2, 6. 6 rings. Okay,
that's enough for you. But you don't got the winning instinct of Tom Brady because that's not enough for him. Especially, imagine this. Because I'm going to tell you this where you don't have experience. You've never been a 43-year-old man.
No,
imagine being a 43-year-old man that is better than 40-year-olds, 35, 30, 25, 20, 19, 16.
But what about the wife?
And that's where I said, that's where all your consideration goes, is at the wife. My question, so why would
I understand
why would she, if she understands where his love is? If you were talking about him becoming a commentator, right?
Yes, I did say he could be a commentator.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you where it's that what is it? It's that what's that thing? It's that
that bullshit.
Yeah, that bullshit. So What it is this. Where would Tom Brady be on Sundays?
And the NFL booth.
On the same days that he would have been playing a game.
Yes.
Right. Now watch this. The big time, high paid NFL commentators, do they only keep them on during the NFL season?
Some of them don't work. They only work during the NFL season. Some of them work.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask, is it yes or no? Some of the NFL commentators, the big ones, you know what I'm saying? Do they only work during the NFL season, or do they work more?
They work more.
Okay.
I know where you're going with this. Don't play.
Okay, so then you already walked yourself into it. So no backsies, right? So what the point is, he's going to be working more hours. He's going to be traveling, you know. He's going to be traveling. He's going to be going to games that's anywhere within the U.S. They probably would get him to do the NFL Europe stuff, right? So what I'm stating to you, and there's more homework, there's more technical minutia, there's more legal stuff that he's going to be doing for less money. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
At the end of the day, I understand Tom Brady's passion, but then you should not be pillow talking to your wife, promising shit you know you can't keep.
So that's what it is. So basically,
she's upset. She needs some time. At the end of the day, she needs some time. She needs some time.
Okay. Right. No. Let me tell you this now. So here's where I got to, and I'm about to say something that's messed up, but I don't care. F that broad. Hear me, and I'm gonna say it again. F that broad. This is a good dude that did nothing but live his dream, and that's all he knows. Living his dream, and that's all he knows. And he created a freaking legacy of 9 figures for him and his family. And because of a goddamn promise, she's gonna destroy your fucking family. F that hoe. F that broad. And the fact that you would sit there and defend it, that's what I'm saying. That your level, hold on, no. Let me say my stuff, yo. Your level of consideration extends to women. And in the conversation yesterday, right? I'm gonna say that thing that made you say, I swear I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, Chef, when I see you. I was like, yo, you know what's the bullshit about it? If your son was him, you would have been enraged and you would have been calling her all kind of names. But you understood how much your son had his passion and loved what he was doing. But the fact, because he was so addicted to this job that has put us in a place where nobody else can be, and because you're going to leave me because I fucking worked too hard. Come on, man. Like I said, F that broad. If that was your son's wife, you would have been saying F that broad.
Yes,
but the thing is, right. And that's what I'm saying. Because the men that you have consideration for, if they ain't flow forth from your birth canal, then it don't matter.
I'm addicted to you. You're my addiction.
Now, me and my son did have this conversation, truth be told, okay? And he felt the same way as you, okay? And we had an argument, and I was like, okay. But at the same time, because 2 things would be right at the same time. I understand what Tom Brady is going through. I understand. I can see it, everything. But I can see the white point of view too. And that don't make me wrong, because I can see both sides of the coin. It doesn't make me wrong.
All right. Okay?
And that's not fair either.
So we got Diesel. He said, not even talking about the. You respect him. You respect him. All right. Not even talking about the depression that comes with quitting too early.
Ain't nobody said Tom Brady quitting too early. See, y'all love to say
you don't get it. That's not. Then you're missing what he's saying. Not even talking about the depression that comes with quitting too early. It's more early than his heart is pulling him to. Remember, he did retire and he came out of retirement. It was a calling. E Black, when you said the thing about the crack, I lost you at the crack thing. I said it's an addiction. It's an addiction. If you ever had something that you've done from childhood and you've seen yourself doing something and you're doing it better than anybody else, it's an addiction. But now, hold on. Okay, we got a few fellas that agree with you. We got Yella. He said gotta ride with Andre on this one, especially since okay. Look. And then Big Rig said, yeah, you can't keep selling the dream. Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry. I already spoke to their doctors. They have low testosterone counts. Big Rig and Yella. But they've been taking, their medicine. So they're gonna be okay. That's why I'm letting them slide because they got to fix all of that. Quantum Love said, did he actually go through with making the announcement? So Quantum,
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Quantum, he retired.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. He retired and he came out of retirement the same way Jordan did it. He retired and came out of retirement, right?
He promised his wife, okay?
40 mil for 5 months. I'm sorry, baby.
Y'all boys be killing me.
Oh, glory. Glory.
You don't think Coretta wanted Martin home?
Yes, she did.
But why did she let it go?
Because she knew that he had bigger plans and he knew that he was going to be a civil rights leader. She knew all of that.
So she knew. So basically
she sacrificed.
Okay.
Her husband.
Hold on. Right. Hold on a second. Yes. Yeah. You proving my point. Keep going. I'll let you keep going.
Yes, her husband. She sacrificed for her husband.
No.
This that.
She sacrificed for our people. There's a difference.
But her husband. Go ahead. My bad. I don't want to talk over you. No.
She sacrificed because she understood the bigger picture. He wasn't doing this shit because he was getting a kick out of it. They didn't get rich off of this. She wanted him home, right? But she knew there was a greater good. He inspired dreams. He inspired different change. He inspired a different look. Now, I'm not calling Tom Brady anything like Martin. What I'm saying is, though, we know the FBI tapes came out, Freedom of Information Act. We understand that Martin was doing this thing. He was sliding in here and there. Did it stop his leadership? Did it make him a bad leader?
Nobody's saying that.
No, I didn't say you're saying that. There's a point I'm making, though.
Okay.
He cheated on her. Coretta knew. She didn't leave him. It's not money over your word. What it is you
Are you sure, Chef?
Gisele asked the man to make a promise. I understand that he shouldn't have made a promise. Maybe he really wanted to keep that promise. But she made somebody who's the greatest he's the greatest ever at what he's done, who is still greater than most at what he does. That will be hard for him. The depression of leaving a job early. There's people that go and retire from regular 9-to-5 jobs. And then within 3 to 4 weeks, they looking for another one because they took a severance or retirement from this one. So they can't go back to this one within 6 months to a year. So they take on a new job and start a new career. My mom did it. You get what I'm saying? So the thing is, there's still energy within this brother. And she asked him to make that promise. So my thing was, why would you ask him to make that promise? That's a heavy promise.
And find funny somebody who is intelligent man, highly intelligent, educated, and everything, and travel all around the world. And when y'all say, legacy children wife. And she ain't just no regular chick. She's a wife. Okay. But that should be a little important to you. But yeah, wife, children, legacy, all. When you with your wife and you having pillow talk and you make a promise, it's a promise that he made to her. And I don't think she's mad about I ain't done yet. Okay? And I remember my parents being married 54 years. God rest my mama's soul. She in heaven right now. But and she ain't mad about, she's hurt about the promise that he made. She's disgusted because he broke the promise. And I'm saying this.
And so you end the marriage behind it.
What'd you say? She having a temper tantrum right now. Okay, that's what she doing.
That temper tantrum shit. Yeah, if it's a temper, then that means then she's that's not temper tantrum. Temper tantrum. She's bouncing because of it.
What I was saying, you cut me off.
Oh, okay, my bad. So go ahead, do your thing.
Okay. What I said was he made a promise during pillow talk. I'm gonna leave the game. It's time for me to hang it up. And so my thing is, she's mad over the promise that he made her. And I'm saying that's what she's mad about. And yes, but it's funny when y'all say legacy, kids, wife. Wife is so important. Y'all say wife is so important. But when you talk to your wife and you make a promise and then you don't keep it, and then she mad, what you expect she's gonna do?
Well, guess what? Human beings. Remember, I told you that one of the things that I don't do is I don't do what?
Promise. That's what she said.
I don't make promises because I understand I could promise I'm going to be somewhere at 6:00 on a Tuesday. I could fall in a hole. Somebody knock me over the head. Police pull me over and beat the shit out of me. Anything can happen. I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver. I don't make promises because I recognize, one, the community, the ecosystem, and my own personal humanity. Because we are fickle flesh. So what I'm stating is that I don't make promises. I don't ask people to make a promise to me. I don't do that. To me, it's almost as setting someone up, setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yes.
But
I agree with that.
But setting that person up for potential accountability. See, you ain't keep your promise. There was always an opportunity as a human being for you to break your promise. But when we force a promise onto someone, and then when you say through pillow talk, okay?
You understand what the hell
some guy you think you cute, if he need to borrow $10 from you, or he needs something from you, he gonna just come and tickle your titties. You know what I mean? To get you to promise something. Pillow talk is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but you're holding somebody accountable for what you call pillow talk, family. What does pillow talk come with? Pillow talk is like foreplay. Pillow talk ain't after. Pillow talk is foreplay. Why would you force somebody that you know that's what he loves and he's been doing it longer than he even met you? That is a question that I have, that you would put somebody into that corner, but forget all of that. Would you leave? Would you have left? Is my question. And I know how you like bread, money, but
money ain't everything. Okay.
Okay. Stop. I know how you like money. Do you like money or not?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you don't got to be ashamed of it.
No, I would not. I would not left my husband. But I'll tell you this: if he did play that last year, it would be a suspicious gift that he could be buying Andrea Lynch because you promised that she was gonna give this shit up. But okay, we gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with you. But after that season,
you're thinking like a poor chick. You're thinking like a poor chick.
Leave that bitch alone. Leave that bitch alone.
She been with this guy 16 years, 3 years boyfriend and girlfriend, 13 years married. You don't think? You remember what she had to do for a living?
Yes, I know what Gisele did for a living. She was super.
Showed her tits and ass in the bra and panties.
Oh
Victoria's Secret model.
Yes.
I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah, she Victoria's Secret model. Okay, she made her money that way.
All right. I didn't say anything was wrong with that. I'm just talking about that. Once she got with him, she didn't have to do anything. So, big houses they have, the children they have, the 12-year-old, the 9-year-old that they have together. He has the 15-year-old with his previous wife. But he gave her a beautiful family. He gave her everything that she could think of. Everything that she could think of. But she would leave him. She would leave the man because of a promise. So now, one thing I want to make sure, folks, because
I'm going to go back to my original argument. It's what you're missing. And Gisele ain't no baby mama. She ain't no wifey. She wife. Okay, she ain't a baby mama. She ain't a baby. She ain't got kids. She's his wife. And it's at the end of the day, I remember my parents' marriage, and I'm not saying they was perfect, but she was the wife. They together, okay? And I'm just saying, yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT. I mean, look, come on now, you ain't got nothing to prove. What do you got? You ain't got nothing to prove, and you don't even understand where she's coming from. Did you even consider her feelings? Did you even consider her feelings? Probably not. Because honey, the minute you was like, I'm unretired, I'm back in the game. And at the end of the day, I just told my friend today and my friend knows football too. We are diehard football fan. And like I said, one hit through that line. Don't act like you don't know football. And guys in this chat know football. One hit through that line, a quarterback can get hit. You turn the ACL, MCL. I know football. Don't play me.
Okay, so I damaged my MCL. You know what I mean? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the greatest to do it. We're talking about the greatest to do it. It's just like you comparing average player to Jordan. Come on now. You comparing the average player to Jordan, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I want to go back to that piece where I said that if he was your son, you would have had a problem with it. So I want to talk about that. Because the only way that you actually even having any consideration for him as a man is if your son was in that position. Because you even said it. You said that you didn't have consideration for black men problems until when?
I had a son. I'm not lying about that.
Right. So that's the pocket that I think you'll need to be in, because when you're not in that son pocket, you ignore the male consideration and you think simply about the woman's issues. So what I'm asking you is, if your son came crying to you, talking about she's leaving me because I'm so addicted to this, mom. I love this so much. I'm still good at it. I'm better than anybody else. And you know, you go to his games, you support him and all of that. What would you say about her? Right. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to be honest with these people, family.
I'm honest. I would say, leave that bitch. Okay, you can find another one. I would say that.
Thank you, y'all.
Leave that bitch alone. Leave that bitch alone.
The saga continues. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.